everyone, this is Overmind, and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 replay cast. Spawning on the left side of the map, in red, we have our Protoss player, ZookaMan, who was nice enough to send in this replay. Thank you, Zooka. Have fun, good stuff from Zooka, because Zooka has good manners. And with the return good manners, in blue, spawning on the right side of the map, we have Tirex from Clan Roar. Tirex being how I feel after I get off work. This drone gonna expand? Gonna build a spawning pool? Oh, it looks like he's gonna scout, not expand. Alright, cool. So he's gonna go scout. His overlord friend is gonna go scout. Lots of scouting happening. Nice pylon here at the top of this ramp. Want to go ahead and make a note at this time. We have these nice gold bases that are as close to our opponent as they can possibly be. Sort of a high risk, high reward thing going on here with these. We'll see if these play a part in the game or not. Zooka doing something pretty normal here. Nice gateway. Sort of wall this off. Probably going to build a Zealot and a Cyber Core here to keep this area safe. Keep Zerglings from running up the ramp. Keep Zerglings from running up the ramp into his base. Oh, is it going to be a proxy hatch? Oh, proxy hatch. Alright, so this probe has scouted this base. He sees that there's no spawning pool. He sees that there's no expansion. I would be so confused if I were Zooka. I would be very suspicious. I would assume that there was a hidden base. I would be checking that gold in case he decided to expand there. Looks like he is going to go ahead and put down this spawning pool, so I wouldn't rule out the idea that my opponent might have put down a gold expansion, but I would be suspicious, and this is a good reason to be suspicious. A hatchery in your own main base. Ugh. And Zooka's gonna go ahead and chrono boost that Zealot. He wants this Overlord to see that he's gonna have a Zealot here to hold the front. No Zerglings will run up his ramp while this Zealot is here. Overlord can see him build it. That's just fine. He wants him to know, and he wants him to be afraid. Gonna go ahead and have an Overlord here for Tirex, who's just gonna go and watch that front line. Roach Warren coming up seems like a pretty reasonable course of action against a Protoss player, and his spawning pool is up as well. And so is his expansion in Zooka's base. Now I want to see how long this takes. Oh, there's the first sign of trouble. Zooka, there's creep in your base. Zooka, creep in your base is bad. Zooka, creep in your base is really, really bad. Oh, investigation time. Alright, so he sees this. Alright, Mothership Core gonna go ahead and pew away, and there's a queen popping up. Oh no. It's like the only Zerg unit this early in the game that can hit air, and he has it. He is all prepared for this Mothership Core. Gonna go ahead and focus down the Spine Crawler. Probably a good choice so that there aren't too many attacking units here. A couple of Zerglings popping out. Queen versus Mothership Core. Mothership Core tragically loses. Zerglings taken out. Spine Crawler coming up. Spine Crawler killed. And Queen. Looks like the probes are going to go ahead and help. Nope, looks like the probes are going to go ahead and retreat. Queen goes down. A couple more Zerglings pop up. Zealots are going to take care of those right quick, I think. Oh no, more Zerglings! The Zealots are dead. Except for one. Now, does the Zealot help the probes, or does the Zealot kill the base? The probes are going to help themselves. Probably going to lose a couple in the process, but now the probes can go back to mining while the Zealot kills the base, which is possibly the right idea. Although a Queen could just up and transfuse this once it has the energy. Looks like the Queen's going to go ahead and come out. Queen's being a very good attacking unit at the 7-minute mark, since there's only so many attacking units and they don't cost larva. A couple more drones coming up, possibly going to morph those into spines. Zooka doing a pretty good job of spending his money. You'll note that he's going to put up some additional gateways to help defend this. He has his warp gate research done, but only has one gateway. Also has his nice expansion down here, although it looks like some Zerglings are going to run all the way across the map to harass this. And here we go. Gonna try and kill that spine before it gets up. And done. Alright. Alright, a couple of roaches. That's very imposing. The spore crawler is left, but that's fine. This queen is attacking his friend, the other queen, which is confusing. And instead of not attacking, he's going to go ahead and move that queen away as it dies. It's gotta be incredibly painful. This pylon gonna go down. Probably could do a better job if he just harassed these probes, and then once they try and run away, harass this base. But you know what? To each his own. A little engagement happening up here. Roaches trying to take on a couple stalkers and a mothership core. Problem being they can't hit the mothership core, which is too bad for them. Looks like Zooka's gonna put down a forge, which is probably a good idea so these queens can't spread creep. Not being able to build things in your base is a problem. Couple of choice warp-ins here with these zealots gonna be able to take out these zerglings, keep them from running on in. Although there is the problem of the base in his base. Oh my. So now we have a scary number of roaches, and it's not an unbeatable number of roaches, but it's a non-zero number of roaches in your base, and anytime you have that, it's kind of scary. It's going to build a couple cannons to keep this creep from getting out of control and to help reinforce this. Tirex is going to go ahead and want to kill those cannons, but then winds up engaging these units. Probably a good idea to pull back so this mothership core does get taken out, but there is a photon overcharge. Probably wants to back up and just have units here and harass the front with these zerglings, which looks like they're going to go ahead and take out this base. Perfectly reasonable thing to do at this juncture. Oh, probably don't want to engage there yet. Probably don't want to build these spine crawlers within range of this thing. Goodness, it has a long range. It lasts for a full minute. It's pretty ridiculous, but you don't want to move units out here. You don't have enough. I think this is the turning point. Oh, lots of zerglings, but I think this is going to be okay with these cannons here in this photon overcharge. I want to back up a little bit, and yeah, I think this is probably going to be the turning point where Zooka takes back this section of his base. I don't know if this creep teamer is going to be within range of those cannons, so that might stick around for an annoyingly long time, but really, yeah, this is mostly done at this point. No more base in base. Some zerglings coming on. Oh, expiring. Oh no, focus firing the cybernetics core! Oh, don't use the cybernetics core! Kill the zerglings! Kill the zerglings! Oh, this is so painful! And the cyber core goes down at the cost of many zergling lives, but still. I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild that right click. Quick, not click. Click is a thing you do in game. Quick is also a thing that you want to do in game. We have a roach here. This creep tumor is going to get taken out so we can't spread anymore. That one's probably going to stay there. These roaches wandering on in the back. Oh, go for the probes. You can do it, Oh, well, going for the pylon is a valid choice. Going for the probes might have actually been better in this case. Build this economy. I think this army is going to be able to kill this off, but there are a few additional roaches here. Yeah, I think this is going to be okay. It's kind of a tense moment, though. Oh, yep, move these on back so if they get hit by the cannons. That's a good call. And taken out. Alright, so this is okay. This is fine. There are no more units in the base. Whew. Zooka's getting a little high on minerals, just a little bit, but that's okay because he needs to make things, and that's fine. Oh, Zergling's coming on back to do a little bit of harassing. Oh, gonna go ahead and get a surround here on Zooka's stalkers. That's no good. One warp in here, which could have blocked it, but no more Zerglings are coming on in. Oh no! This is Cyber Core gonna go down again. Oh my goodness. No additional backup Cyber Core here. This is gonna fall to these Zerglings. Probably not engaging this is the correct choice here, but still it is just painful to watch that happen. Zergling's gonna run into range of cannons, which is not great for them. Zooka indecisive about whether or not to engage this. Probably doesn't want to as yet. Oh, the gateway! Oh, goes down. Which is too bad. This mothership core probably could be helping out a bit more than it has been, since nothing can hit it at this point. I think it's going to be able to help a lot to repel these roaches and zerglings. And indeed, they've backed off a little bit. We see that this cyber core has been rebuilt away from the front of the base. Given that it's been lost 2 times, is probably a-okay. Looks like we're gonna have a robo, which will be great since our Zerg player is going roaches, and immortals are awesome against those. And also so that maybe we can get an observer and kill this annoying Tirex creep tumor. In the meantime, Tirex is taking this expansion. It's gonna go ahead and macro up a little bit. Gonna go ahead and start his lair tech, which is a perfectly valid thing to do. Nice little Evo chamber for those upgrades. Now I want to go ahead and note that this is a 15.5-minute lair-ish. And a lot of times you see lairs start around the 7-minute mark. So this is a pretty heavily delayed game just because of that early annoying harassment. Zergling's gonna try and run in some force fields, would probably not be a miss at this point. There's one, but it's a little too late. And I'm gonna go ahead and back up the cannons, which is probably fine. He wants to kill those cannons. Those cannons are annoying, but he only gets one. Oh, Mothership Core, don't be afraid. It's okay, Mothership Core. They can't hit you. Be attacking that Mothership Core for sure. But it looks like this is gonna get cleaned up if that cannon can hold a little longer. Yes, alright. Reinforcing cannons going down as a single roach tries to run off and is killed. Excellent. Whew, lots has happened in this game. Lots and lots. And Immortal is out, which is going to be incredibly helpful with the roaches. Looks like he's going to get that observer, maybe to kill this guy off. Couple roaches and zerglings heading across the map. See what happens there. Cannons coming on back up. Observer helping kill off that last creep tumor so he can build freely in his base once this recedes. I always feel like I'm talking about hair when I talk about Zerg. Receding creep. Ugh, receding creep. Receding creep is bad, like receding hairlines. At least if you're Zerg. If you're ZookaMan, receding creep is great. Yeah. This base does not have... Oh, wow, that was a weird tangent. This base does not have as many drones as it could, and... looks like he's gonna go ahead and mine gas, so probably some tech stuff gonna be coming on up. Looks like he has a Hydralisk den. I don't see too much in the way of things like a nice spire for Mutalisks or Corruptors or what have you, or things like getting swarm hosts just yet, which is kind of a shame because those are sort of the go-tos. You get a spire for the air units, or you go ahead and get swarm hosts to help back up your ground army. Zooka gonna hallucinate a phoenix on out. And he's gonna see this little army here, which is good. Good to know when you have your opponent's army. And it looks like he's gonna head down here to this potential third. I would be checking that gold base a bit more rigorously, because it's a huge advantage if your opponent has that. Zooka has been stuck in his base for a while. He's gonna go ahead and move through the main, though, and see the existing tech, or lack thereof in this case. So we'll see if he scouts this gold at some point. Looks like he is going to go ahead and try and re-expand. It's always very scary to try and re-expand or redo something like that after this much early harassment, but I think this is the correct decision. And since he's waiting a little bit here, hopefully he'll have enough to put a few gateways down and wall this in a little bit. The army's going to go ahead and be here, send in a changeling. Hopefully that gets killed. But yep. Immediate death. And some gateways for that wall in. This army not really presenting a big threat. It's making 20 zerglings right now, and I think that's really not a great idea. At this point in the game, it would be really, really nice for him to have a couple zerglings here to scare Zooka into not leaving these 2 bases. Not that Zooka would want to right away, since he's trying to macro up and saturate this. But also so he can scout, make sure that Zooka isn't moving out across the map, and he's going to want to drone up and not focus on making all of these units, especially Zerglings at this point. The Zergling costs as much larva as, say, a nice Hydralisk or Roach does, but isn't nearly as powerful and is a waste of larva if your opponent is not attacking you and you aren't attacking. Hopefully he does not attack at this point. because I don't think it would go his way. Let's go ahead and look at the army supply. Actually pretty even. Tirex forcing it a little bit to his advantage, although not all of that is over here. Worker supply still favoring Tirex, but I think the positioning of this is going to really help Zooka out, especially with a few force fields. I don't know that attacking at this point is a good idea. I also think it's kind of odd that he has this little group of Zerglings here, and then this little bit of army here. Zooka is going to go ahead and hallucinate, and he sees this gold, which Tirex has gone ahead and taken, which is a very good idea. Definitely want to take advantage. If you have the ability to take a third gold base, of course you want that, obviously. Tirex facing a bit of a supply block as he's doing this. There it goes, there it goes. He's back in the saddle. There we are. Still producing some units, getting some upgrades. Still think he should be droning. I wonder how many drones. He currently has 32 drones, so it's not nearly enough to stop making drones. Certainly want to transfer a number up here so that I can get to mining this base. This army here is still just sitting. Still just kind of being. Changelings being killed off as they try and run up the ramp and get a look. No such luck for the Changelings. Gonna see a lot of this gonna get killed. And now we see an army just sort of sitting. More Changelings trying to run up the ramp. Not having much luck scouting. This nice overseer here could actually fly up to here and drop a Changeling there. That might be more effective. Looks like there's gonna be an engagement here. Although Tirex does not respond quickly enough, it loses about half of this force field's really helping out here. A bunch of this army falls. That's unfortunate. Tirex is taking this nice fourth base, though. That's going to give him a little bit extra larva. If he drones up a bit more, some more income. Not that he necessarily needs it, because he has so much money. He has so much money. This nice third base, all droned up. Very nice. Very nice. Now at this point, he's going to go ahead and make 10 swarm hosts. And I'll go ahead and tell you, swarm hosts are awesome, but if you look at the units tab, all he really has to back that up is a roach. And swarm hosts really work best when you have a nice composition to back that up. If your Protoss opponent cannot reach your swarm hosts to kill them, then they're really effective, because all those locusts come over and they just add some backup DPS and damage on top of what your main force is already doing. But Zooka has gone robo. It's pretty safe to assume he has at least one observer in that group there. So really, just sending swarm hosts would be a recipe for pain for Tirex. I think this composition is not a great choice unless he's going to go ahead and make some other stuff. He's going to go ahead and get upgrades for his locusts, though, which is a great idea. See some Archons coming in from Zooka. I believe he's gone High Templar instead of Dark Templar, which is my preference. He's going to go ahead and research that Storm. Love High Templar. They're great. He has these nice Colossi up here. Does he have the range upgrade? Yes. Yes, he does. Alright, excellent. Additional Colossi to back this up. 3 Immortals, but that's going to really help him out with things like those annoying roaches. I'm gonna go ahead and hallucinate and see things like the Macro Hatch coming out, the Spire being here. He already saw the Hydralisk down. I believe he saw the Infestation Pit. Yes, he did. Excellent. And he's gonna go ahead and take this nice third gold expansion himself. Now, as far as Tirex is concerned, being one base up on your opponent is actually great. Probably could afford to expand another time. He does have 57 drones, so if he wants to keep droning for a little while longer, probably could afford to mix in some units that aren't swarm hosts into his composition there. Although these certainly will be a nice defensive tool if Zooka decides to march across the map at him. He'll certainly be able to make some additional units while these locusts are dealt with by Zooka's main army. Looks like Zooka's gonna chill out here. Probably just gonna go ahead and try to defend this base. Looks like he's gonna stay around the ramp to his natural. Possibly an area sort of between that and his third would be a good spot to be. Oh, that's just locusts. I believe having that reveals if there is a base up here. I'm gonna go ahead and check. Yeah, he's seen it already. So he's gonna do a Zergling run-in, which is so annoying, and Zooka's gonna have to run all the way up there, and his probes are gonna die terrible deaths, many of them. Zergling run-ins. But by and large, handled pretty well. Zooka responds fairly quickly. Many probes live. Single Zergling is still here being annoying. Locust still heading back and forth across the map. Tirex is gonna go ahead and take another base. Yes! Zerg's taking lots of bases is great. He's also gonna move his swarm hosts across the map. Looks like they're heading this way. They might be trying to circle around or something odd like that. Whoops. Push the production tab. Oh, that's embarrassing. He's gonna make corruptors. Which could be good. Could be good with this number of colossi. Could be fine. Maybe he's gonna go ahead and get broodlords at some point? I don't know. Broodlords are just fun. I really enjoy seeing broodlords, so anytime I can see broodlords, it is a victory. Single Roach just sort of chilling here as Zooka goes to expand. Gonna block the expansion, but that Roach is gonna die quickly and easily. And that expansion is going to be put back up. Zooka making a point to place it correctly. A very, very frightening number of Archons being morphed in. Small number of Locusts have alerted Zooka to the fact that this is up here. Really should run those away. They're not going to be any match for this army since Zooka has detection. I want to look at the armies. Supply heavily favoring Zooka, especially after that horrifying attack, or rather counterattack to the Locusts. Worker supply is favoring Tirex, but you know, up to 66. So he's almost to the point where he could stop droning, just make units. Ideally, he would have some more over here. This base is going to get mined out pretty soon, so he could transfer them. This base is pretty well saturated, not quite at 16. And his main is all mined out. So that's all looking pretty normal. It looks like we're going to have some broodlords up here. Yes! All of the broodlords, and a number of corruptors. Looks like more broodlords morphing in. I don't know that attacking the geyser is the best choice, but attacking the probes might be better still. Zooka moves in to deal with the problem. These corruptors are gonna be a problem for these. Ooh, the first colossi is down. These colossi, look, there's another one. Dead colossi. But flying the corruptors over the army to chase the colossi is probably not a good idea. These broodlords getting a lot of hits off just by virtue of the range difference of these zealots being kind of in the way. These immortals are gonna be dancing around shooting the broodlings. Definitely want to reposition that a little bit. Taking a few free hits, but not too many with those nice colossi to back it up. You see just a couple bolts from some nice stalkers. And he's gonna try and micro back? No, that dies too. Let's actually have a decently large range. Some air might be in order, and it looks like there's some Zerglings moving out to attack this expansion here. Gonna be completely undefended, which is unfortunate. A couple zealots moving up this way, but they'll probably be taken out by those hydralisks unless they turn around and fight. Many of these Zerglings are gonna turn on this way and run into, looks like, the main base. Oh my. Several units warping in to clean this up. This base is down, though there's no reason to let those Zerglings live after what they have done. Oh, don't let the Robo-Bay fall! And it's cleaned up a large number of warp gates. Or gateways becoming warp gates, excuse me. One of them just sort of sitting behind. He's gonna stay at gateway. He's pretty happy with himself the way he is. These broodlords still doing some serious harassment with this base. Killing off lots of probes. Highly unfortunate. Zooka's gonna go ahead and move in. He's got this nice Phoenix here. I don't think Phoenix by itself is going to really, clean it up. He's gonna go ahead and have to deal with this a little more directly. Some Hydralisks coming on up here. I think he should be able to take care of this if he swarms them and uses those Colossi. He just wants to be careful not to lose any of these nice expensive Colossi here. Raptors going down. This air unit stuff is dwindling away. In the units tab, we don't really have much of an army. We have a number of corruptors, but we don't have too much of an army other than that. For Tirex, we have a very nice composition from Zooka, a nice mix of Archons, Colossi, Stalkers, High Templars, Immortals, Zealots, Mothership Corps, the whole nine really, so definitely variety is incredibly helpful. Looks like he is going to go ahead and make some more Broodlords though. And at this point, the army supply is still heavily in favor of Zooka. Probably just march across the map and kill him if he wanted to. Here are those non-zero numbers of roaches, but I don't think that's going to be enough. It looks like Zooka might just go ahead and kill him at this point. And I think that's probably going to be the game. Look at those Zealots tearing through all of those roaches. Corruptors being kind of a problem for these Colossi. Just too bad. These Stalkers hopefully can start going to town on them a little bit more. Oh, Stalkers kill the Corruptors! The Archon's certainly doing a fair share of damage. Broodlords and Corruptors being kind of annoying here at the top of the ramp. Looks like Zooka is going to turn and attack this base, which realistically is his mining base. He has a couple over here mining. This base is mined out. This base is just about mined out, so this is pretty critical. As he loses this, he's not going to have a lot of income. At the same time, Zooka is pretty broke as well. Well, this base is almost mined out. This base is still mining, but, you know, doesn't have too many probes after all that harassment. Still, I think Zooka's in a bit better shape because he could always transfer things over. Whereas Tirex has to transfer drones from here all the way down to the bottom of the map. Not going to be in time, I don't think. Lots of this tech dying. He has this really nice Greater Spire here, and that's going to die as well. Which is always painful to see. I'm pretty sure this is the game. Very good game for both of our players. And waiting for the GG, waiting for the GG, waiting for the GG. Gonna go ahead and kill the hive. No idea why I'm singing. I'm very ADD, guys. It's kind of a problem. All of this nonsense going down, all of the tech gone. Unless he has a very good answer for this right now, he really just needs to give on up. And ha! Oh, Toss is really an OP race. My goodness. It's not a good mindset, guys. Even if you think a race is OP, it doesn't really help you improve if you just rage about it and then quit and try and play another game. It doesn't help you. And by and large, people who say that, the ones who try a different race will find that that simply isn't true. Each race has its own challenges. Zerg is certainly very, very different than Protoss. But again, negative mindsets do not help you play a better game, so try and go ahead and avoid those. Again, thank you very much to Zooka for submitting this game. A couple quick things: if you liked my cast and would like to see me cast one of your games, please submit it to noobcrafted@gmail.com. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I had a fun time casting, and have a good night.